Hello, thank you so much for clicking on this video, and I hope you love this little bralette that I made, and I hope that you make you one and you love it and want to wear it. Please do subscribe to our channel, like our videos, share our videos, and I hope that you come back and watch more. This is the first bralette tutorial that I'm making. So it's got some really cute little ruffle details, and I will tell you how to make the cups adjusted to your size, and also put in some just kind of generic sizing if you're not making it for yourself. So it turned out really cute. I love the ruffle around the edges. Let's go ahead and get started on what you're going to need for today. The yarn I used for this project is Yarn Bee Rainbow Rhapsody Crimson Poppies. It's this really pretty color. It starts out yellow and just kind of got to the orangey color for the end of my bralette that I made, but also the whole thing turns into like this reddish color. You're also going to need a 3.5 millimeter hook, and you're going to need a tape measure and a yarn needle. Also, before we get started, I wanted to show you these charts. My starting chain may be different than yours depending on what size you are making. I'm making my this yellow top here is for a C or D cup. I'm making it 5 inches. So according to this chart, go with what you need, and you can make any size using any yarn. So let's get started. The first thing we're going to do is make a slip knot, and my starting chain is going to be 25, and because that's going to get me right at 5 inches for the size that I am making today. You can go back and look at that size chart and take a screenshot if you need to, and just figure out what size you need to make. Also, if you want to customize it to yourself, if you're making it for yourself, you can measure from underneath your breast to your nipple, and whatever that measurement is, you're going to want to do that measurement minus ½ inch to an inch, because the yarn will stretch, and that will be your starting chain length. So, or you can go with just kind of the generic chart that I had posted, so you can go back and look at that if you need to. So like I said, I am chaining 25, and that gets me to right at 5 inches, and that is good for the size that I am making today. So if yours needs to be different, then that's okay, because this will work for any size. As long as you've got the right starting chain length, then you'll be fine. So what we're going to do is we're going to now half double crochet in the second chain from the hook, and we're going to half double crochet all the way down until the very last chain space, where we're going to put 3 half double crochets. Then we're going to go down the back side of our work and do 23 half double crochets. So I chain 25, and then you go into the second one from the hook, and you don't go into the last one counting stitches, so you'll go 23 down, and then 3 in that very last chain, and then 23 all the way back down. So I'm going to meet you at the top so we can make sure that we get those 3 in the right place. So let's go ahead and do that. Half double crochet down till you get to the very last chain, and then I'm going to show you what to do from there. Okay, I'm just finishing up this one, as now I am to the last one. And what we're going to do in this one is we're going to do 3 half double crochets into that same chain space. So there's 1, there is 2, and we're going to do 1 more in that same space. And then what we're going to do is that's kind of helping us turn that corner there, and you can pull that tight if you need to. And we're going to go in the very next chain on the back, and you can see your V stitches that you've made there, because if you went into the back bump, then that's a good thing to do there. So we're going to do the same amount of stitches all the way down. So depending on how many you chained, I chained 25, but then I did 24 back down because one of those counts as a turning chain. So I did 23, and then in the last one I did 3, so 23 down, 3 in the end one, and then you're gonna do 23 half double crochets back down to the other side. So as you can see, I'm also sewing in the tail of the yarn, or wrapping it up in the yarn there. I like to go ahead and do that so I don't have as many ends to weave in at the end. I like to just crochet them in as I go if I can. So we're going to half double crochet all the way down through here, the same amount of stitches that we just went down, 3 at the end, and then we're going to come back down with the exact same amount of stitches. And I'm going to meet you guys back when we get to the end of this. Then we're going to turn our work and go back around the other way. So go ahead and do half double crochets all the way back down, and I'll meet you right back. Okay, here I am coming up on the last stitch here. So we're going to just make sure that you get all of them the same. So there's one more there, so that it's going to, because we want the bottom of it to be flat. The top is curved. See there, the top part is curved, and then down there you want it to be flat. So you want to make sure you don't have uneven edges, so you make sure that you get that last stitch there. And then you're going to turn your work, chain 1 and turn your work. You're going to go right back into that same stitch with a half double crochet. And so this time I'm going to be doing 24 half double crochets up. And then once I get to the middle stitch, where we did 3 half double crochets in that last stitch, when we get back there, the second of those was the middle, the very top is the middle stitch at the top. And we're going to put 3 half double crochets back into that space again, and then we'll do 24 half double crochets back down. So you're just half double crocheting all the way up. Your number may be different if your number of chains were different, depending on what size of a cup you're making. Okay, and right there is going to be the middle stitch, and when we get there, that's where we're going to put 3 in. So I'll meet you back when we get there. We'll put 3 in the top, and then we'll go right back down the other side. Okay guys, here we are. I'm at the top. I've half double crocheted all the way up there, and we're going to find that middle space. I think I have just a couple left to go before we get to the middle. So let's half double crochet here. And looks like I've got, they kind of curl up, and that's okay because you want them to. That's what's going to give your cup shape. But you just got to be aware that they kind of curl up so you know what's happening there. So this is our middle stitch, and we're going to do 3 half double crochets in that same stitch. So there's 1, 2, and 3. And now we're just going to half double crochet right back down the side. So just go ahead and keep half double crocheting all the way down the side, and I will meet you back at the end, and we'll go from there. So we'll go back to the end, and then we'll chain 1, and we'll turn our work and go back down the other side. Here we are back at the bottom. I've just got a couple stitches left, so I'm going to go in right here, do a half double crochet, and then you got to try to find, sometimes it's curved over just a little bit because I do only use 1 turning chain, but it gets pulled up at the end when you go in, once you go into it, but I think that makes for cleaner edges. So make sure you do find that last one so that you have a straight edge across the bottom, and you want the top to be curved but not the bottom. So chain 1 and go ahead and yarn over and turn your work. We're going to go right back into all of our stitches straight up the side, and so we're just going to be increasing by 1 on each side. So I guess 2 total for the row, but 1 until you get to those 3. So this one will be 25 stitches, 25 half double crochets all the way up. Then we'll get to that middle stitch where we put 3 in, and then we'll do 25 half double crochets back down to the bottom. So let's go ahead and chain up to the top, and I'll put your 3 in with you one more time, and then we'll go back down to the bottom. Okay, here we are at the top, and you'll find the 3 stitches. Those are those 3 right there that you put in the last round. So we're going to make sure we half double crochet up to that middle stitch, which is the second one of the 3. So we'll half double crochet up to that stitch. Go in there. Sometimes it doesn't want to go in. And then that's the one where we're going to put 3 half double crochets into that same stitch, and then we're going to be doing 25 half double crochets back down to the bottom. So you will just be an expert half double crocheter by the time you are done with these bra cups. And so just keep going with that, and really that's what we do the whole time. We increase by 2 each round, so 1 on each side every time. So this one was 25 up, 3 in the middle, 25 back down. Then we are going to chain 1, turn our work. We'll have 26 up, 3 in the middle, 26 back down. And what you're going to want to do is do remember that it's going to curve in, and that's what gives our cup shape. So you want it to curve, but just be aware that that is fine if it does that, because that's what you want it to do. And so we're just going to keep half double crocheting until we get to the bottom, and until you have it how you want. There we go. I'm back at the bottom. Done there. And then we're just going to do that until we have the width that is needed. Mine needs to be 8. The width will be 8 inches, so I'm going to keep making rows until I have 8 inches across the bottom. You can look at the chart and see how long, how wide yours needs to be. Right now I've got about 1.5 inches, and I'm going to go until it's all the way to 8 inches right there. So I've got a little ways to go. I'm going to keep making those rows until I get to 8 inches, and I'm going to come back. So you guys keep working and meet me right back. Okay, I just wanted to pop back in here, and I am at 6 inches now, so I just kind of wanted to show you what it should be looking like. It should be curved up like that, because that's the part that curves around your body, and that's what you want it to do. And I'm at right about 6 inches right now, so I just have a few more rows to go to get me to 8 inches. So I will just keep doing the 3 in the middle and going all the way around. And now I am back and have 8 inches. That was really fast, wasn't it? So anyway, so now this one is done. And what you're going to want to do is make 2 of these. And as soon as you have 2 of them done, we'll come back and we'll put them together. Okay, as we keep going here, this is how big it needs to be. And what you're going to want to do is, once it's your desired length and width, you're going to want to half double crochet across the bottom. So as you continue on here, make sure once you have both cups made that you have gone across the bottom and just put in a half double crochet. It won't be exact, but you want to kind of put in however many rows you have. Just put that many. It'll look a little funky. It won't be like how you usually go in stitches, but you just go where you think they need to go, and just go across the whole way there and put in half double crochets. You can kind of see where your rows end, and that's where you want to put in the half double crochets. So just put 1 at the end of each row across the bottom, and then we'll put the 2 cups together. Okay, now we've completed both cups. They both have the half double crochets across the bottom. So you're going to get 1 cup, and you're going to start at the bottom corner, and we're going to be going up like the side of the cup, okay, and then up to the top of the cup. So we're going to start out at the side, and what we're going to do is you're going to yarn over, or I'm sorry, chain 1 first, yarn over. You're going to go into that very next space, if you can get through it. Mine is not wanting to get through. There we go. And we're going to double crochet now. We're done half, and then go back into the same space, double crochet, back into the same space, double crochet, go in it again. Well, I cannot get the yarn. Oh, good grief. There we go. And then double crochet again. And one more time, get in there and double crochet again. And that's going to be 5 double crochets in that same space. And then we are going to skip 3 spaces. And we're going to go into the 4th space with our next 5 double crochets in the next space. So you skip 3, you go into the 4th. So yarn over, go into that 4th chain space, and we're going to do 5 double crochets into that same space. So there was 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So we're making these little fans that are going to go around the outside of the cups. So we're going to skip 3. There's 1, 2, 3, and we're going to go into the 4th with 5 more. And we're just going to get 5 more into that same space and creating those little fans across the side. And we're going to do that all the way around, not across the bottom. We're going up the side to the top, and then we're going to go down the inside part. But we're not going to go across the bottom with these yet. So just go on up to the top, and don't do anything different in the top corner. Just keep skipping 3 and going in the 4th. And I'm going to meet you guys back when we get to the bottom. I'll do one more with you here. We're going to skip 3, 1, 2, 3. We're going to go into that 4th. So you yarn over, go in, pull it up, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. That's a double crochet. And we're doing 5 into that exact same stitch. There's 2, 3, there's 4, and here is 5. So you guys keep doing those, and I'm going to keep doing them all the way around, and just not across the bottom, and I'll come back when we get to the bottom on the other side. Okay, here we are. I went all the way around the top and down the other side, and you can see, yeah, it looks like that. Yours should look something like that. We did not go across the bottom. So then you're going to get your other cup, and what we're going to do is we're going to connect those. Okay, so just get them, line them up, make sure they're the same side out, and they're how you want them to be, because this is, once you connect them, that's how they're going to be. So make sure you have them how you want them. And then we're going to connect them right there. So you just finished your last 5 stitches, or 5 double crochets into there. You're going to slip stitch into the bottom half double crochet there. So you're going to slip stitch, had to pull out some more yarn there, and then we are going to chain 1, 2, and 3. Let's go one more with 4. So chain 4, and then we're going to go into that very first, the very first one there that's on the end where you just slip stitch 2 on the first cup. You're going to go into that same stitch that across from it that would line up directly across from it on your second cup, and you're going to go into there, and you're going to make a slip stitch. Then what we're going to do, we'll be working on the second cup. We're done with the first one for now. We're going to go right into working on the second cup. So what you're going to do is you're going to go up that side, up to the top, and then back down until you get to the bottom of that cup. And we're going to just keep doing those fans. So we're going to go right into that next one and slip stitch. We're going to chain up one, yarn over, go into that same stitch, and we're going to put 5 double crochets in that same stitch there. So once you get those 5, then what you're going to do is you're going to skip the next 3 stitches and go into the 4th, and we're going to do that all the way around this cup until you get to the bottom. Let's see, so there's that first 5. So we're going to skip the first 3. There's 1, 2, 3. We're going to go into that 4th one, yarn over, go in. We're going to do 5 more double crochets right here. And we're going to do that all the way around the second cup. So go ahead and do that, and I will meet you guys back when we get done with that. Okay, here we are. I'm just about done with this second cup. I've gone all the way around. I'm back down to the bottom. Let's see, there's 1, 2, 3. Go into that 4th one to do this last little fan space. Is wanting to be tricky with me, but I will get it. Sometimes the hook just does not want to go through, and that can get aggravating. But there we go. It was fine the next time. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Then what we're going to do is we're just going to slip stitch right there to kind of end off that row of fans. So now we've got our 2 cups hooked together, and we've got little fan stitches all the way around. So you can see it is starting to take shape and be how it's going to look. So now we are going to go ahead and cut our yarn. If I can pick it up, we're going to go ahead and cut it, and then you just pull it through one more time and pull it tight. So you just yarn over, pull through, and pull that tight. There you go. So we're done with that for the moment. We're going to work and that's, I know it looks a little funky, but that it will look right once it's actually on a person. It won't look so funny. But anyway, so what you're going to want to do is you're going to go ahead and get we're going to go and do the straps now, and we're going to do a strap across the bottom and then the other strap. So we're going to get our yarn, and we're going to actually get a larger crochet hook here. Not this one. This is the one we've been using. So we're going to move to a little bit bigger hook smaller for the cups, just so they're not so see-through or anything. And then I'm using a 4.25mm hook to start with the straps that go around the back. So what you're going to want to do is make a slip knot, use that bigger hook, and what we're going to do is chain 100. So go ahead and do that. Chain 100 chains, and I will get back with you as soon as you're done with that. So go ahead and chain 100, and I will meet you right back. Okay, I got my 100 done, and now what we are going to do is get the edge of the cup there, and you're going to go into that kind of big space under exactly where that fan space is coming out of. We're going to go in there and get the yarn across the bottom of it, and we're going to pull it through there, and then pull it through the one on your hook. So we're slip stitching it. We're slip stitching that chain to the bottom of that cup, and that's going to end up being the strap that goes around your body, and we'll tie it. And so now we're going to work across the bottom, through the middle, and across the bottom on the other side. And so all you're going to do is we're going to do single crochets across the bottom. They're going to be a little bit hard to work into those stitches because we are using a bigger hook than what we used to make the cup stitches, but so you may have to kind of work to get them in there, but it'll work. And since we are also using a bigger hook, we're going to skip one space. So we'll single crochet and then skip one and then single crochet. So we're gonna skip that first one, and we're gonna go into the second one to make a single crochet. And again, it might be a little tough because that one is the hook is bigger than what we used to make those first stitches with. So we're going to single crochet, then you're going to skip one stitch, and you're going to single crochet in the second stitch from there. And we're going to just do that across the whole bottom row there of your cups. And don't forget to single crochet also in those chain spaces that we made to connect the cups. So just keep working on that, go across, and I will meet you when we get to the end of the second cup. Okay, here we are at the end of the second cup. I've got one more single crochet to do right here, and then we're going to slip stitch back into that space where the last fan is, just like how we slip stitched our chain into the beginning of the first cup. We're going to do that again. We're going to slip stitch into the space right here, and then what we're going to do is we're going to chain 100, so we have a strap for the other side of our bra cup. So go ahead and chain 100, and I will meet you guys back here. Okay, we now have our chain of 100 that we finished here. Should look something like this. And so what we're going to do now is we are going to get our yarn and everything straight here. We are going to go into the back bumps of this chain, and we're going to go into the second chain from the hook. We're going to yarn over, and go into that back bump right there. It looks much neater if you go into the back bumps. So you just go right through there, and we're going to do half double crochets all the way down the chain. And you're just going to keep going into those back bumps. They kind of once you start going into the back bumps, it kind of turns the chain, and they kind of get right where you need them to be. So we are just going to keep going all the way down this chain until we get to the bra cups. And we're going to continue with that after we get there. But I will meet you back once we get done with the chain, just to check in, make sure we are all on the same page. Just go all the way down, and I'll meet you back right there. Okay, we've done half double crochets all the way down. It should look like that. And I've just got a couple left here that I'm going to do with you guys. And we're just going to get that back bump the whole way down, because I think it makes projects look much neater instead of going into the other loops of the chain. So just sometimes it's a little harder to get into that back bump, but it's worth it for the way that it looks. It looks like I've got one more here. Get that back bump and last half double crochet on there. And now we're going to go straight into half double crocheting. We're going to go into that hole as well. And then we're going to half double crochet across the bottoms of the cups, and all of the single crochets that we did across earlier. We're going to now half double crochet them and across the other side, the other chain. So we're going to go all the way across the bottom of the cups, half double crocheting, and down the back bumps of the chain of the second strap off the other side of the project. So we're just going to keep half double crocheting in every single space all the way across, and I'm going to meet you guys back here in just a minute. Okay, so once we're all done with that, we're going to chain one. We're going to turn our work, and we're going to half double crochet back down the strap for 50 stitches. So once we're done with that, it should look like, so we just want to go for 50, and then we're going to be about halfway through the strap. So that's what it should look like once we're done. And so now we still have half of the strap left. And what we're going to do is we're going to start making those fan stitches again to match the bra cups. So we're going to yarn over, go into that very next chain space, or not a chain space, the very next stitch. And we're going to do 1, 2, there's 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So the ones around the bra cups, we only did 5, but I want these to be a little bit bigger, and we're using a bigger hook, so they're going to be 7 in each space. So you're still going to be skipping 3, going into the 4th stitch, and we're going to make 7 more double crochets in that 4th stitch. And we're going to continue this across the bottom until we get to half of the second strap, and then we'll change back into just half double crochets to the end. So just keep going till we get 7 double crochets there. Sometimes you lose count, and that's okay. You're just going to keep till you get 7, and see, it's making those a little bit bigger than the ones that were around the cups. And we're going to skip those first 3, and we're going to go into that 4th one, and we're going to keep doing that all the way across, and I will meet you back here in just a second. Okay, once you are done with that, it should look something like this, where you have the fan spaces all the way down the straps, across the bottom of the bra cups, and down the other strap. And so the next thing you're going to do is attach your yarn at the end of the row there, And what we're going to do is we're going to chain up 1, and then, let's see, let me turn it the right way here, because we're going to go across again for another row here. Make sure I have it all lined up there. And so we're going to go back across those fan stitches. So you're going with we're going to go and stitch up. You chained 1, you yarn over, you're going to go in the 4th. There's seven stitches there. You're going to go into the 4th stitch, which is in the middle at the top, and what we're going to do is we're going to make another fan stitch right in that stitch. So we yarned over, and it's the 4th stitch there. It's right in the top, and we are going to make 7 double crochets in the top of that fan stitch. So there was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So that puts it right on the middle on top. So then we're going to yarn over, and we're going to go into the 4th stitch of the next one, so which is directly in the middle of the next fan stitch. There's 1 right there is the middle, and you're going to put 7 more double crochets into that stitch, and we are going to do this all the way across till we get to the end of the fan stitches. So in the middle of each one, you're going to put 7 more double crochets, and then you're just going to yarn over and go right into the next one with 7 more. So you guys be working on that. I'm going to finish mine, and I will meet you back here in just a second. Okay, here we are at the end. I've done my last fan stitch into the top of the last one from the first row, and what I'm going to do is in that little space right there, I am just going to go in right there to kind of finish it off and make a single crochet. Then we're going to chain up 1, and we're going to turn our work. So as you can see, it's starting to look really pretty there. I really like the way that second row looks on top of that first row of the fan stitches. So we've turned our work now. And now what we're going to do chain 1 more, 2, 3, and 4, and we're going to go right into the top of that fan stitch, and we're going to make a single crochet. And we only chained 4 on that first one. Now we're going to chain 3, and we're going to put a single crochet right in the middle. So we're going to chain 1, 2, 3, and go right in between the fan stitches and make a single crochet. And then we're going to chain 3 again, 1, 2, 3, go into the top of the fan stitch and make a single crochet, chain 3, and make a single crochet in between. So we are going to continue that pattern the whole way across, where we single crochet, chain 3, go into the top of the fan stitch, single crochet, chain 3, go into the middle. So we're going to do that the whole way across. So you guys keep doing that, and I will meet you back to show you the next step. Alright, so here we are at the end, and it's making those little spaces. So I have just a couple more left. I've chained 3. I'm going to go in the top of this last fan stitch here, and we are going to single crochet, and then I'm going to chain 3 and go into just that space that was created over there. So I'm going to just single crochet there. Okay, so now we've got all these little spaces, so we're going to chain up 4 again. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and then we're going to turn our work. And what we're going to do is just go right into the spaces that are made from the chain. We're going to go right into the chain spaces. And we're going to make a single crochet, then chain 3, 1, 2, 3, go into the next chain space, which is right there, and we're going to make a single crochet and chain 3, go into the next chain space, and we're going to single crochet. So there are 2 chain spaces on top of each fan stitch. So you're just going to keep chaining 3 and going into those spaces and making a single crochet, chain 3, go into the next chain space and make a single crochet. And we are going to do that across the whole bottom. And so when you are done with that, come back to the video and we will continue on from there. Okay guys, here we are. I'm at my last chain space. I've already chained 3. I'm going to now single crochet into this space. And that was the last chain space. So that's going to be like the last stitch that we're going to make right there. So now for our next row, we're going to chain up 4. And this is going to count as our first treble crochet in the next row. So the chain of 4 counts as the first treble crochet. So you're going to turn your work. And a treble crochet is really simple. If you've never done it before, it's just like a double crochet, but 1 extra. So you yarn over twice. You'll have 3 on your hook before you go in the first time. So you yarn over twice. You're going to go into the first chain space. And you're going to yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Yarn over twice. Pull up a loop. Yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. And that's a treble crochet. We are going to make 10 treble crochets in each chain space all the way across. Okay? So you're just going to keep making treble crochets in the same chain space. You yarn over twice, go in, pull through 2, pull through 2, and pull through 2. Okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 5. So we have 5 more in this exact same chain space. And we're just going to keep doing it. Treble crochets. There's 6. Here is 7. Yep, 7. And then sometimes you can scoot them over if you need to. Here is our 8 treble crochet. Here's 9. And we got 1 more in that same chain space. So that's 10 treble crochets. All of this has been in that very first chain space. Okay, so we're going to do that, and this is going to create our ruffle across the bottom. So 10 in that chain space. And we'll just go right into the next one and start 10 more treble crochets. And we are going to do this all the way across. For every single chain space, you're going to do 10 treble crochets into each one. So I'm just going to finish this one with you guys, and then we will meet back at the end. So a treble crochet is not hard at all. You just yarn over twice, go in, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through two, and pull through two. So it's not anything super hard or anything. So you yarn over twice, go in, pull through two, pull through two, pull through two. So it's just like a double crochet, but just one more pull through two. So anyway, just go through, and you need to get 10 in each space in order to create that ruffling effect. Let's do that all the way across and then meet back. Okay, here we are. I have done 10 treble crochets in each chain space across all the way till this very last one. So we're going to yarn over twice. I'm finally, gosh, did this not take forever? You should be feeling a sense of relief now, because these treble crochets are finally over with, because this took, maybe it didn't take you a very long time. This took me a long time. So we're going to finish up this very last chain space here that has 10 treble crochets in it, and then we are done with the treble crochets. So now I've lost count. Okay, here we go. So we're just going to keep doing them until we have 10, and you all should be expert treble crocheters by now, because we have done so many of them. And when we are done with this one, we are going to go ahead and tie off, because this was our last row here. So I'm just going to slip stitch down there after the 10th treble crochet there, and then go ahead and cut your yarn. And then pull it through and pull it tight. And we are going to be done with that part for now. It turned out very pretty. I think it's very, so that created that ruffle on the bottom. All those treble crochets were worth it, so we could have that ruffle. And so the next thing that we're going to have to do is to do straps, so that our top will stay up. We have the back straps, but we need the straps on the top. So that is going to be our very next thing that we're going to do. So let's go ahead and get started on those straps. Okay, so for the straps, we're going to go to the middle fan that's at the middle of the top of the bra cups. And if you need help, you can fold them in half there and find the middle one. And so our straps are going to go, we're in the middle one and the fan that's outside of that. And they're going to go from that space there, which is where we're going to attach the yarn, across two of the fans and into the next space that's created between them. So I like to attach it by tying it on there. So we're going to attach there, tie it tight, and we are going to create a half double crochet in that same space. You can crochet over that to kind of crochet it in there. So we chained up one, same space, half double crochet, and then we're going to half double crochet across that fan space. Now we only made 5 stitches, but we're only going to go across, let's see, we're going to go a half double crochet there, and the one in the space counts as one, so we're just going to go across 4 of them, because we did one in the space, which is one of the stitches. So the space, and then 4 across the fan, and then we're going to also go in the next space right there, and then 4 across the next fan, and then also in that last space. So we're going to be doing 11 total stitches for the beginning of this strap. Okay, so we're going to do, and again, it may be kind of hard because we're using the bigger hook, and we did not use the bigger hook to make these fans, so maybe a little bit harder to get in those stitches, but you can do it. And we're just going to continue across till we have 11 total stitches across the top of that fan, and then the very last stitch will go in the space created in between those two right there. Then we're just going to chain up 1, and we're going to turn our work. We are going to half double crochet across every single stitch, so we're still going to have 11 stitches at the end of this row. There's 2, there's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and don't forget that last one there is 11. We're going to chain up 1, turn our work, do the exact same thing. We're going to go back across those 11 stitches. So this will make for 3 rows of 11 stitches, and then the next one's going to change. So I'm going to do this one with you, and then we're going to start decreasing in the next row. So we're just going to finish across these 11. And then we're going to start decreasing. So let's just get across these. And so there's that last one. It's always a little bit harder to get into, but don't forget it. Okay, so there's 3 rows of 11, and we're going to make it kind of taper up. So we're going to chain 1, turn our work, and we are going to decrease just by skipping that first stitch. So instead of going into that first stitch, we're going to go into the second one, and we're going to half double crochet across 10. So we have decreased that row just by skipping that first stitch. And that is the way we are going to decrease on each row until there is only 1 stitch left. So we have, we skipped that first stitch. We're going to go across 10. So we'll have 10 stitches in this row. Let's go ahead and finish up those. And then we are going to, last stitch is always so much harder, chain 1, turn our work, and we're going to go back across. We're going to skip that first stitch. We're going to go into the second stitch, and we've decreased that row, so we'll only have 9 in this row. I want you to continue decreasing just like that until you only have 1 stitch left. And once you have 1 stitch left, I will come back and I will meet with you and show you what to do next. Okay, here we are. I have got 1 decrease left. There's 2 stitches left. We're going to skip the first one, go into the second one, and make a half double crochet. And then we are going to start chaining, and we are going to chain 50, and this is going to complete our top strap on this side. We're going to chain all the way up to 50, and there we are with mine finished. You can pause the video and finish yours and then come back to here. So we finished 50 chains. We cut our yarn, we pull through and tie it off, and that is that strap finished. And you're going to need to do the same thing on the other side. There is what it looks like, the cup at the top. And on the other side, you're going to want to do the same thing as we did at the first one. And once you get both of them done, you'll have a very nice finished little bralette, little top that you can wear. And I hope you enjoyed the video. Please do like and subscribe to our channel. We would really, really appreciate it. And I hope you enjoy your top. Thanks for watching.